Welcome, everybody. I'm JD,
And I'm Gail.
and you're tuned in to Gale Force. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, don't mind that.
From deep inside Bunker Fox Trot, located somewhere under the swamps of Central Florida, it's Gale Force.
It's another wonderful day here in Bunker Fox Trot. And happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy Father's Day to you, Gail.
Same to you there, Dwayne.
How you doing today?
Doing pretty good for an old
I'm doing pretty good. You know, we started off a little bit early with the libations, but
Salute.
it is our day, so we can do what we want to do.
Within reason, right?
With what YouTube allows us to do and all those other big fancy corporations, you know. We're using all their equipment and we think we have free speech rights.
Yeah, free speech rights and freedom. All right. I'm proud to be American because at least I know I'm free.
That's true. Yeah, unlike all those other countries, you know.
Right.
So we got a little bit of news. One of the stories we're going to talk about today is it's a story between two companies and how things turned out. So we're going to do that, and but first we need to get into the new news. So, but yeah, I just want to tell you that the story we're going to talk about these two companies. It just shows you. Well, when we get to it, we'll get there. So let's get into the new news. Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time today because I got a nice little buzz going here in Bunker Fox Trot, located somewhere under the swamps of Central Florida. So
and we haven't even built a still yet.
Shh, can't say that.
Well, we haven't.
Well, no, you can
We
build
haven't.
still. You just can't use it.
We haven't, so
No. Yeah, well, that's why we don't give away our location.
right.
Yeah. We don't want the feds coming after us. Yeah, that and our Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got to hide those too. Geez, got to hide everything.
kind of.
You know what it takes to be in a free country. All right, you were telling me earlier there's a conspiracy theory going on in Argentina and Uruguay, and the Earth's on fire. Is that pretty much what you're saying?
Yeah, well,
Catch me up on that because I've been
Chicken Little. The sky.
I've been traveling the last couple of days, so I haven't kept up with this.
Entire cities have descended into darkness in Argentina and Uruguay Sunday morning.
Are you talking about darkness? Darkness?
Absolutely, the electricity is out. You know, it's
Wait, is the beer still running?
well, they've got CO2 tanks to push it up the tank, so that's good.
No, that's good. Okay,
But you have to save the beer
that's
because
what we're worried about.
electricity's out. We need to drink it before it gets warm.
I understand that. So
It's a sacrifice we're gonna have to make.
and we will take sacrifices. That's what we do on this show.
We're gonna take one for the team.
Yeah, we take one for the team all the time. So Uruguay and Argentina they're having
massive
blackouts.
Yeah, there's millions of people.
Now, is that catching on from? They get their power from Venezuela.
I don't know if they are or not, but
well, that and Canada is having rough times with their housing market, so they're not looking too good. And we know about what's happening in the Middle East with the tankers on fire.
oh yeah,
And then the protesting going on in Hong Kong.
yeah, and this is week 31 for the Yellow Vest.
And the Yellow Vest is still. We haven't done a story on Yellow Vest lately.
I saw a thing last night. This is weekend number 31.
Yeah, they're pissed because they have to go through that new Green Deal and get really wiped out by higher taxes. But as our good buddy would say, that Americans are willing to pay higher taxes to protest. No,
Right.
wait, no, to get free stuff.
Mhm.
Wait, they're willing to pay higher taxes in order to get free stuff.
Right.
I'm trying to put that one together. Okay, I'm willing to pay higher taxes.
Pay more to get it for free.
Yeah, that's a great deal. That's almost like a Walmart thing, isn't it?
Pay more to get
Pay
it for
more
free.
to get it for free. Yeah,
And
it's amazing how those socialists rebrand things.
Let's go back a couple days.
All right, I'm going
This
back.
is kind of a blue light special. Oh, wait a minute. Kmart's in every city, every single corner these days, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how well those blue light specials worked out, all right?
Pay higher taxes to get free things. I'm still trying to let that.
We have a free dog under there.
I'm trying to let that slide in. Okay. All right. So, any other quick news? Oh, I got to take a look at. We got to watch our time limit. YouTube gives us a time limit. Actually, not. We give ourselves a time
Yeah, we
limit. But
won't
I
get
want to keep track.
monetized if we don't keep it under a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I didn't put the timer on, but this is the kind of stuff we do here on Gale Force. We go off the cuff. It's not like we actually plan out a show because it never works out. We plan out a show, but we have planned out a show today. Okay.
Yes.
We have a story, like I said earlier, of two companies. What is that? Two companies or four companies? Two companies. No, this is quotes. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Quotes. Okay, we have a story of two companies. We're going to show you how those fat capitalists rip you people off. Okay, and that's going to be story number one. And then story number two, and they tie together, is a company that uses socialist ideas, and we're going to show you how that enriches your life. Yeah, it's yes, socialism enriches your life if you do it right. Okay, but the first story goes back to the 1980s, and I'm sure if you're breathing during the 1980s, this is not for the youngsters. Youngsters don't know, but they will know pretty soon because they're bringing it back. And what is it?
New Coke.
New Coke, yeah. Now all the millennials and all of them are going to be thinking this is the new Coke, but no, the new that kind of goes along with us.
New news.
New news, which I need to change our logo soon. But no, New Coke came out in what 1985, something like that.
Something like that
And
in the 80s.
it was, well, they say it was a big marketing disaster because of the way Coke did it. They changed the formula. The Coke formula has been
Yeah,
an
but what
evolve.
was behind that? It wasn't eco people trying to tell them that you're poisoning people,
No.
too much sugar or something like that,
No,
was it?
this was just a big capitalist company, Coke. One of the biggest companies out there. They don't bow to anybody. It was just they said, you know what, we're gonna force this new product on you, kind of like Obamacare. We're gonna make you buy this new Obamacare because you're gonna love it so much, and that's what capitalists
And
do.
you're going to pay us
They
even more.
make you, yeah, and you're gonna pay us, and we're gonna make you take this product no matter what. And that's what Coke tried to do. They shoved this down our throat. Okay. Well, it came out in like April of 1985, a new Coke. And the old Coke formula was around for almost 100 years.
Almost 100 years, yeah.
In Atlanta, in a special vault in Atlanta, they kept the recipe for it, and it hasn't changed for decades. And then all of a sudden, they pull it out and give it to the consumers and say, look, you're going to buy this new Coke no matter what.
Because it's good for
It's
you.
good and it's eco-friendly and it will save the earth. You know how those capitalists are. They fill you up with all that brain-moggling stuff that just makes you just want to love it. Well, it came out and, some people did kind of like it because it had a new taste to it. But a lot of the older people said, no, we like the old Coke. Why? They got rid of the old Coke. They said, this is it. This is what you're going to get. This is it, no matter what. And they spent millions of dollars. And in today's money, that's probably billions of dollars now, because that was back when money was almost worth something. Not like today where money's not worth nothing. You raising your hand?
Didn't Pepsi, for a short time, say they were going to come out with a new Pepsi that tasted like the original Coke?
I don't know. Pepsi was kind of making fun of Coke because they saw what they were going through.
They were going to do.
There was something, Pepsi was taking advantage of it, being another capitalist.
Pepsi was going to take and make a new Pepsi that tasted like the old Coke.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have the recipe unless they broke into that vault or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it was tasting a lot like.
Yeah. So it was just funny. Only being on the market for 79 days. Coke finally had to relent and take new Coke off the shelves. 3 or 4 months, and they tried to force this new product on us like Obamacare again.
The stupid consumers just didn't know.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, you know this. We know it's better for you, and we know you're gonna enjoy this. Well, the consumers kind of rebelled a little bit. Some people did like new Coke, But a lot of people said, no, we want the original, the classic. So they brought classic Coke back. Remember, I think they called it classic
They called it
Coke,
classic
along with
Coke.
new Coke, and
And
sales
then
were,
they phased out New Coke after 2-3 months.
yeah, and it was, I mean, they both did pretty well, but everybody wanted the classic Coke. And in the end, Coke realized that they couldn't force a product on you that you didn't want.
Right.
And they lost millions of dollars in advertising. And not only that, they had some bottlers, some of their bottlers that bottled the Coke for them, that were actually sued Coca-Cola for changing the recipe without them letting them know ahead of time. Because they were impacted too when people stopped buying new Coke and they couldn't get their hands on the old Coke. Their sales, their profits went down, and they hurt really bad. So the lesson between capitalism, trying to force this on you, was that Coca-Cola lost millions of dollars. Now they haven't released what the numbers were. I tried to look for them and couldn't find out how much they actually lost, but they actually made it back up because when they brought the classic Coke back, sales actually rose like 8% the next year or whatever. But this just shows that when a capitalist fails, they pay for it. It wasn't
Correct.
it wasn't the consumer. The consumer didn't lose any money by not buying new Coke. They just wanted what they wanted, which was the old Coke. They said, if you bring back the old Coke, I'll start
If
buying
they just
stuff.
waited about 20 years, they could have got bailed out as a too big to fail.
Yeah, they really didn't have too big to fail back then. So, it just shows that the capitalists in a free market, they cannot force nothing on you. If you don't like their product, you're not going to buy it, Unlike Obamacare, which you have to buy. If you don't buy it, then they fine you.
Well, that's because they put some people who want to kiss their patooties
Yeah.
on the Supreme Court. Said, "Oh yeah, that's
it.
good."
So when capitalism fails, you don't pay the price. The company pays the price. Okay.
And if you pay, it's not capitalism.
Yeah, that's true.
It's what's called crony capitalism.
Oh, which brings us to the second company, Solyndra. Now, a lot of people probably have never heard of this company because they were only around for a few years, and boy, did they make out. But this shows you how socialism enriches your life. I mean, this is such a nice, cute story about how government should choose what companies to support.
They should lead you into the future.
Oh, I tell you, this is a really nice, this just shows that government can pick the winners because they really picked it. Now, I will have to say that the program that Solyndra took advantage of, oh, by the way, Solyndra was a company that was, they were into solar cells, and they had this unique solar cell, a cylindrical solar cell that could get solar power from 360 degrees. It was really supposed to be a new space age solar cell, but they had a hard time getting investors involved because it was new technology.
Yeah, but they got an investor all right.
Hang on, we'll get to it, but let me just bring it up. This actually started under the Bush administration, the second Bush, not the first Bush.
Mhm.
Bush. So this is back in the 2000s, and
It wasn't going anywhere.
George Bush and the Department of Energy decided, like, we need some new technology. We know there's some companies out there that can provide us with some really neat technology and possibly save the earth using solar energy. And they had this deal with companies that they could apply for a loan from the government, and it's government guaranteed, and they could get all this money to do this new technology. And Solyndra kind of, filled out the application for this, and they ended up getting like $500 million, $500 million.
Yeah, now that's under Obama. Under
Yeah.
Bush in 2005, he said, "No, wait a minute. Send this back and give us a better package,"
Mhm.
saying that
You're correct.
the application needs more work.
Yeah, there's something not quite right here. But Obama, knowing that
And
the
exact
economy was
figures
going
were
down,
$529 million
a little bit of money,
was the initial
loan.
right.
Yeah. And this is a government guaranteed loan. Now you have to remember that government guaranteed means they guarantee it with your money. Okay, so this is going to show you the payback you got from this great company. So they get this loan, $500,000 or $500 million loan from the government that you guarantee, not the government, you guarantee. But they also had private investors who lost more money.
Yes, but just like the bailout the banker things, lawmakers set aside $10 billion to backstop and cover losses from the $26 billion in loans.
This is what gets me. They set aside some money
for several companies.
They set aside money just in case something happens, right? This is money they set aside in case
in case private people or banks lose money. The government's going to, wait a minute, not the government. The taxpayers are going to be on the hook.
So to set aside this money, they must have known in advance that some of these companies are going to fail. Look, just in case these companies fail, we're going to put this money aside. That to me shows that they already know something's going to happen. If they have to set money aside,
that, or when they set aside, the person's holding that money,
it's just
is going to take and play it in the stock market trying to make money. So if I give you $10 billion to backstop these companies, you've got a couple years to play with it and gamble to see if you can make money on
it, but it has nothing to do with your business. So Solyndra was going to make all these fancy solar cells. It's going to save America, going to save the world, or whatever. Well, Solyndra, they couldn't compete with China because everything they made was so expensive. But that wasn't half the deal. The DOJ finally went into Solyndra, and because Solyndra finally had to file bankruptcy. They, even with $500 million, they couldn't produce a viable product that they were going to try to force on you as capitalists. But these aren't capitalists; these are looters. They looted.
How much they looted? Not only was there that, shortly after the first Department of Energy loan was completed, they came back and asked for another loan, $468 million.
And this is, to try to produce a solar cell. And when the DOJ went in there and the FBI went in after they had to file for bankruptcy, they found robots whose only job was to whistle during the day, so you felt good when you were working. And then they found fancy spas and showers for all the employees to keep the employees happy. And even with all the happy employees and happy robots, they couldn't produce a viable product.
These robots, did they look like the elves from Christmas? No. From
elves or gnomes?
From the Disney movie Sleeping Beauty. Whistle while you're working.
So, as we showed with this company, Coke, you didn't lose a dime when this company screwed up. They paid the price. But when this company screwed up,
it cost you almost $1 billion this company. What about
this is one company?
21, because there were 22 companies. What about the 21 other companies that we've been trying to research and kind of find out how much that cost?
Yeah, and this was a program that was open for a bunch of companies, like you said, and no telling how much money was lost doing this socialist thing.
Maybe that's where Bernie got his money.
That's probably what Bernie. Well, you talking about my good? Don't talk about my good man buddy there. Look, he's going to give me a free TV. I'm sure I'm going to pay higher taxes, but at least I get a free TV out of it. I mean, you're talking about my good friend, buddy, Bernie there. Don't do that. But, when a socialist program or a socialist company fails, they don't pay the price.
Everybody pays
the price. They get new houses. They get a golden parachute, as they say.
Oh, yeah, $100 million retirement package.
And, they get out of it and they just throw it back on the government and say, well, it's a government loan. It's not your money, folks. It's the government's money. But here's the thing. The government doesn't have money. There's no such thing as right? There's no such thing as government money. Even though they print there's no such thing.
Debt. they produce debt, and debt means the taxpayers
Are on the cuff
are
for
on
it.
the hook for it.
That's it. So, government money is only taxpayer money. So
That's
when
why the money says all debt's private and public. The public debt is it's the government tasting, and then they come around and go,
that's it.
it's April 15th. What
So-
have you got left?
So here are good buddies in the Obama administration, and all administrations do this. I'm sure Trump's administration is doing this too, and the Bush did. But they try to pick a winning company, and this was touted on the news as being a big deal, and
Governments can't
ended
pick winners and losers.
ended up losing $1
Losers.
billion. And who's on the hook? Like you said, it's the taxpayers, because the government, the only government money is money they steal from the people. Yes, they steal it. Okay?
Correct.
And
If you
you
don't
were
give it
taxed.
voluntarily,
Yeah, if you
it's
don't,
either extorted or stolen
and if you don't pay it, then you go into a cage. They can come take your
at the
house and
point of
you-
a gun.
at a point of a gun. So when Solyndra goes under, the government didn't lose any money. You lost money. You lost $1 billion. We all did. We pay the price for companies like this. That's why we need to have a separation of economics and state, just like church and state. The state should have nothing to do with economics. And for some reason, over 100 years ago, when the progressives finally got into power, they changed everything around, and now everybody thinks that the government should help run the economy. Ever since the government's been in the economy, they've screwed it up.
Government being the economy. Let's go there. Okay.
I'm willing.
Okay, so Standard Oil needs to be broken up. Doggone it, Standard Oil needs to be broken up.
Yep.
U.S. Steel needs to be broken up. Let's get this antitrust, break things up.
Yep.
Oh, but don't say anything about Bill Gates. Don't say anything about Jeff Bezos, because they're all socialist, progressive, Democrats.
Yeah, they
Facebook,
toe the line.
Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, people, it is not what you think it is.
Yeah.
They are an oligarchy monopoly, and there's 5 or 6 people running America, and they're not Republican.
Well, not conservative. Well,
Yeah, well,
I'm not.
who's
No, me, I'm a libertarian. It's like, I don't
Yeah, but
care
I'm
what
just
you
saying
do,
is-
just stay out of my
Well,
mouth.
see, Democrats today are not true Democrats. They're not
Yeah.
they're not the party of John F. Kennedy.
Oh, yeah,
they're the
by
party.
far.
They're the party of AOC.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's what can you give me, and what can we take?
right?
Oh, God, and now
Because
they're going to talk
today,
about reparations. We'll get that. That's another show.
John F. Kennedy today, he was against the Federal Reserve. He was against going up to silver and gold standard.
If
he
he
wanted
would,
a balanced budget.
if he would ran for president under the Democrat, he would never make it to the.
No
way.
Because he's about 5 steps more conservative than Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's amazing. Go back and listen to some of JFK's. We got to do that. Do a show on JFK and some of his speeches.
Yeah, and we can
Put that
actually
together.
try play some voice clips from John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, put that down. JFK speeches are great. Let me do that. Let me see if I know the producer will probably yell at me, but there's our executive producer there, and she's gonna keep in charge. That's Kimber there, everybody, and Bunker Fox Trot.
But
But
John F. Kennedy, he's and we can go back when we do that, JD. When we do the thing about silver and gasoline, that was all under John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, and we need to do that again because we had a good response.
And
to that.
once we do that, you cannot disprove it.
All right, so let's recap real quick.
Yeah, we need to get
New
moving on.
New Coke. You didn't lose any money. New Coke lost money, or Coca-Cola. They lost a ton of money. And Solyndra, democratic socialism didn't make you a penny richer. It made you $1 billion poorer. So this is how the poor get poorer.
That's what we know about.
Yeah, that's what we know about. That's, so socialism makes the poor poorer, whereas capitalism makes the capitalists poorer if they screw up. Coke screws up, they lose. Solyndra screws up, you lose. So yes, I want Obama and Bernie and all those guys to pick out the winners because
They're doing
remember,
such a good job.
for them, as Gail said earlier, for Obama and Bernie and the Democrats to pick out winners, they have to put aside a bunch of money in case
To
they
backstop
screw
it,
up.
to bail their buddies out.
Yeah, they feel so good in their picks that they have to put money aside in case they screw up, and
Right.
that's not their money, and
It's
that's not
your money.
it's not the government's money. That's your money, and you guys just sit back and say, "I'm going to vote for that guy to steal from me again."
Your money is your labor.
And it's your kids' money and your grandkids' money.
It's your labor. You're a sharecropper.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's peanuts, cotton, or whatever it is. You're having to go to work to pay what the massa says.
That's it. Yeah. You know, at what percentage are you not a slave? But you know, it just drives me nuts. It's not government's money; it's your money, and they play with your money like it's going out of style.
Right.
I'm just waiting for Bernie to tell the Department of Agriculture to start planting those magical money trees, and then we'll all be safe.
Well, you know, it's moving on. It's Father's Day, and
Cheers to all the fathers out there.
And
Let's go back to here.
some of the stuff that JD and I want to tell you about. We believe in gold, silver, and crypto, and stuff we've been telling you about. Now, this isn't financial advice.
We don't do that because we're not that good at it.
Because we're not in the.
We're
What is it George Carlin said? It's a big effing club, and you're not in it.
Well, look,
and I'm not in it.
we're as good as making financial advice as the Democrats are at picking the winners in.
Or building a railroad across the ocean. Yeah. But Bitcoin is just right around 9,000.
Oh, hang on. Before you say that, hang on.
Okay.
We got to do our intro. It's time for a little bit of crypto news. Are you saying we got some crypto news?
Yeah, well, Bitcoin's right around 9,200.
Wow. What was it last time we did a show? 8,100?
Something like that, yeah. And Litecoin has run up to 42. It dropped back down to, 142. Down to 127. Now it's back to 136. Hate to say it, but gold, silver, and crypto, they may not take over the world, but it's going to be a place to start.
It'll be the savior of the world.
Yeah, if nothing else, it'd be a good place for you to hide your money that nobody can take. And on the other side, it's going to be worth something, and you're going to be able to take care of your family.
And this little joke here goes along with what we were talking about the other night on Bitcoin. Instead of pricing things in Bitcoin,
pricing Satoshis.
So I'm breaking up with you. This is my wife said to me. I'm breaking up with you, and I texted her back. Why? Because you never stop talking about crypto. And I said, babe, I'll stop. I swear to Satoshi. Bye. Wait. Huddle on. Bye. No, we need to start talking in Satoshis instead of Bitcoin.
There you go.
And Satoshi is just a part of Bitcoin, but it's a whole number instead of a fraction.
If you lived in Europe, mm-hmm. would you be saying that Bitcoin is $9,200?
No, you'd
be doing it in euros.
Yeah, you'd be euros. So if you travel, it'd be hard to.
It's just like if you had gold or silver. Let's say you had some gold. You smuggled through a couple of half-ounce coins of gold. And let's say you went to, Thailand. You go into a doggone pawn shop or a jeweler in Thailand. You walk in there, flip down a half-ounce coin of gold.
Mm-hmm.
He looks it over, tests it, makes sure it's gold, weighs it. Even if it's a U.S. coin.
He doesn't worry about the denomination. He's worried about the gold.
He's checking the weight. Well, there's so many grams of gold, and I'll give you so much money in local currency.
Yeah.
That's the way cryptocurrency is. That's why Bitcoin is gold, Litecoin is silver,
yep.
and Ethereum is copper.
Yep.
What are the three coins that have been used for over 5,000 years?
That's pretty much
gold, silver, and copper. Even Jesus talked about gold, silver, and copper. Da-da-da.
And, I know we talked a little bit about Facebook making their coin, and I read something about it, and I can't remember what they were going to call it.
it's going to be called the global coin.
No, they actually came up with the name.
Did they really? I haven't heard that because of a Facebook coin, but they're going to call it the global coin.
Well, we were thinking something like that, but I'll have to look at it again. But who's backing them? We have a couple credit card companies backing them.
Oh, Visa.
And we have PayPal backing them.
And Coinbase. There's going to be miners, just like EOS. There's only be a small number of miners or nodes.
Yeah, but why would a credit card company, why would PayPal back them? Is this to try to get people to get away from Bitcoin and get to another digital currency? You really don't want Bitcoin because there's nobody backing them. But we have PayPal backing this. We have Visa backing this. We have Facebook back. This will be a safe, nice digital coin that will be worth so much in the future. I don't know. I'm a little scary about
Libra or Libra.
There we go. Libra. That's what it was.
Okay.
Kind of sounds like Italy.
See. Oh, man, that's Spanish, isn't it? ¿Cómo está? No, that's Spanish.
And I can remember going to Italy, and that's the most expensive cup of coffee I ever had. It was like something like 80,000 libras or something, whatever they had. But yeah, Facebook's getting into the cryptocurrency,
sure.
And you know Mark Zuckerberg, he has your best interest at heart.
Right.
Well, anything else before we get to the end of the show?
Nope, I think that'll cover it, or we're going to be talking forever.
That's true, and we don't want to kind of go.
And it's Father's Day, we need libations.
Yeah, libations, and I'm not saying where these came from, but it's about that. It's about that time.
There you go.
So as we say goodbye to everybody today, we just like to remind you that if
like
you stuck around to the end, yeah, we really would like to like and subscribe and share with your friends. And again, we're still looking for remote reporters who might want to join the show. You know, we might want to do some collaboration.
We're sending some serious questions for us to make fun of.
There you go.
Now, if you think anything we're saying is serious, you don't know JD and I.
And if you're thinking we're making fun of people, then
we are.
Yeah, just you got this show. So until
I make fun of him, and he makes fun of me.
I make fun of everybody.
Right.
Well, actually, I make fun of me more than anybody.
Yeah.
I empower people. That's my thing.
No, that's another one.
That's another show. All right, everybody. Until next week, I'm JD.
Bye. I'm Gail.
And we'll see you. And oh yeah, let's get our producer over there. Yep. And until next week, have a good one, everybody. Be safe out there.